Now we go over to the Great Zimbabwe, and we are ready to hear from you, Nicola. Thank you.
So, good morning to you all. My name is Nicola. I'm from Zimbabwe. I'll just start by something. How many of you have cell phones? If you have a cell phone, please put it up in the air. How many of you have a laptop, somewhere in your room, tablet, automobile back home in Africa? So just hold on to your cell phone. We'll get to the point right away. So this very gadget you see in front of me is a very unique gadget. The world celebrates technology like it's the only thing that is trending. The technology sector on its own, I know Apple on its own, owns 51% of the sales of all phones. This phone, the smartphones. Globally, in 2020, it said that technology itself, through the smartphones, will have at least 6 billion of these all over the world. At least 3/4 of the world by then should be having at least a smartphone. But the point is not about technology. Today, I'm here to bring you back to the roots. The reason why the cell phones work, the reason why today you're able to communicate and keep in touch with the people back home is because of a very critical mineral in this phone called coltan. Some people call it tantalum. Now, the story of tantalum is very interesting. Tantalum is a mineral mined in the east side of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. It breaks my heart to say the world is only able to see the final product, but the world is never able to really come and see how the tantalum got in here. It's young boys aged 10, 15, 16 that are mining the tantalum that is going into the smartphones every day. 45,000 people every month die in the DRC in the east side because of conflict minerals. From 2016, reports say that 4.5 million people had died in Congolese conflict mineral wars. How sad is that? But I saw when I said how many of you have cell phones, the confidence you had to put up your cell phone had nothing attached to the true story of how this phone gets to work. And today I want to bring you back to the roots of what we need to fix, particularly us as young African leaders. I'm so grateful for this opportunity because I'll tell you a story of how I grew up. When I was 16 years old in 2010, my mother and I needed to raise money for my school fees. So we went over to a mine in the southern part of my country, and guess what we did? That day, we needed to quickly raise the money by making fast sales so that we could pay for the money on Monday. So on a Saturday, we went to the mine. When I got there, I saw huge dumps of sand, mountainous dumps of sand. And guess what was behind that? There were houses, roofs of houses that were going into the horizon. There was a hospital, there was a clinic, there was a whole vibrant community in that place. Guess what was that? It was a mine, a functional mine where people go underground, take minerals out there, utilize the minerals for the good, and are able to develop their communities in my country, Zimbabwe, on the southern side of the country. So what does that say? Mining has real potential to change the world. If the minerals we have in our countries are properly utilized, just like what I saw when I was 16 years old, this very same concept can be replicated. I'll bring you to a very interesting point. How many of you are from Sudan? All right. Ozzy, my president. In Sudan right now, there is an amazing gold rush. The world is so interested in the gold rush that is in Sudan. In the last 10 years, Sudan has risen from not even being close to the top 10 and gold-producing countries to being the second largest gold producer in Africa. I'll tell you the interesting thing about this desert country. There are no huge corporations, not so many corporates have come in with foreign capital to invest in Sudan. Most of it is exploration going on. But what is interesting about Sudan is the artisanal miners, people like me and you every day, wake up and contribute to the gold production numbers that amount to 92% as of 2016 for the year. So if Sudan is a delicate and recent example, I feel in Africa, instead of having what happened to Congo happen to Sudan, your responsibility and mine is to make sure that we protect Sudan's minerals and we make sure that they're not another victim. Botswana has successfully done it with their diamonds. There's massive development in Botswana because of the minerals that they have, because they take ownership. Servant leadership, leaders who take ownership of the mineral wealth and make the most of it. So what do I have to say in closing? Me and you have a responsibility. Instead of celebrating the final product that comes from Western countries into Africa, how about we start adding value to our own minerals? In Zimbabwe, we have the 5th largest lithium deposits in the world. Instead of celebrating Tesla and Panasonic and GE, Zimbabwe needs to start talking about how we add value to our lithium so that we're also part of the conversations on electric cars, on the lithium battery technology that is emerging. So I'll leave you with this thought. Mandela did his part. Yours and mine is to ensure that we resuscitate Africa's mining economy. We need to make sure that we're not only consumers of these products that have children who are dying to make sure these products are on the table, but we are people who take full ownership and understand that it's about value addition and not merely consumption. So young African leaders, please join me and ensure that you take ownership and don't just consume and raise your phone as if that's how far it goes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicola, thank you, Nicola, for that charge to take our minerals and ensure that we see to the betterment of our people. Thank you for an inspiring story, and thank you for the charge that you have charged each and every single one of us in this room with.